Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You join us for this T20 between the Chennai Carvers and the Mumbai Triumph. I'm Mike Atherton, and with me for this exciting contest is Mel Jones.
The opposition captain can't believe their luck. Who bowled first in these conditions? It's certainly a risk, and the opening bowlers will... really need to be on their game. I don't think there was any bat on that as they come through for the single.
A new batter always likes to feel bat on ball early on, as they bring a bit of energy to the crease. Ease through the field. There'll be runs. Bowl, perfect, Yoff. Brilliant diving stop.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Beaten on the drive.
Well, they never really got in the right position for the drive for that one. A bit of a loose shot in my reckoning. That would have been a very risky single. In the end, a good decision to stay put.
Super.
Play off the back foot to the boundary rope.
There'll be one run here for them. That's the over. The Super Kings are none for 7. The right armour is coming on to bowl from the south end.
That was a tremendous delivery. Fizzed through to the keeper. No more short balls this over.
Misses everything.
Just need to settle down. The timing's off. These deliveries are there to be hit. Time for cool heads.
Not the ideal way of handling that ball.
I don't think there was any bat on that as they come through for the single.
Nicely played.
That was pure elegance, right out of the textbook, that shot.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot. Nicked it! Now then, was there a faint edge? Taken! A really good one too.
It's the wicket they so desperately wanted. They've removed a real threat before they could get going.
Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Brilliant shot, that.
Good balance, really good balance to transfer the weight and stay on top of the ball.
Playing all their shots in that over. A very expensive over. Drives and misses everything.
Just need to settle down. The timing is off. These deliveries are there to be hit, but it's a time for cool heads.
Great shot.
Too wide. It was there to be hit, and it was really given the treatment.
Nice shot. Runs possible. Gone! Excellent catch, close to the bat.
Is that a game changer? A real pillar in the batting order has been removed early on.
And with that wicket, the new batter will mark their guard. They just need to rotate the strike early on as they get settled. And again, see you later, 2 wickets on the trot.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
Difficult period as they come to the wicket. They'll take plenty of time to set themselves up before facing their first ball. Wow, that's missed the lot.
Tried to get the drive away, but timed it poorly and lucky to survive.
There's a chance if this hits.
Well, that's a bit harsh, perhaps. I felt that it wasn't that wide.
Great shot. At least one on offer. This could be out.
Gets off 0 with that shot. That'd have been a little nervy. That'll settle the nerves.
End of the over. The Super Kings are 3 for 30.
That's a much better directed short ball. Didn't quite manage to get the bat in position. It's through to the keeper. That's the one bouncer for the over. I'd say it was the right shot to choose, but it was just timed badly. Just couldn't get the drive away.
Times it nicely.
Now that was beautifully struck with a perfect straight bat.
Sharma, I don't think, will be too happy with their bowler at the moment. Big edge. That's great fielding. That ball was flying. Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. That's gone all the way, right out of the middle.
Heaved away off the back foot, sweetly timed.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Good bowling. Kept it nice and tight and made it hard to score runs.
Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Poor shot. Really lucky.
That was just a coat of paint away from hitting the wickets. Great bowling, deserved better.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
That was a massive shot, middled, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key. Perfectly timed.
The short ball is picked up early. Not the best delivery, but it was certainly a very good shot to dispatch it.
That's a long way up. Is there anyone there to catch it?
It was in the gap, pretty much all the way along the ground to the boundary rope. Off to a good start now.
Out. Pretty The last one helped the scoring rate, making their intentions clear. Confident appeal. That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away.
I'm not sure what happened with that delivery. Maybe trying the slower ball, but just got it all wrong.
Drives and misses everything.
Tried to get the drive away, timed it poorly, lucky to survive.
That's out. Can't get that outside the ring field. There'll be one run here for them. Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over that one. Too many loose deliveries. Going with spin now.
Nice running between the wickets, clipping the pads and not the bat.
सुनो मैं कर लूँ जो पूछा था आप। हाँ क्या बोला आपने? तो आपने कुछ और भी बोला।
There'll be
आपने
one
क्या बोला?
run here for them.
I, for one, reckon that
आपने
second
क्या
run
बोला
was
सबसे
on,
पहले?
but clearly the batters knew better.
ना, क्या नहीं पता आपको? ऐसे कैसे करूँगा मैं ब्रूनो? आप फिर गुश ओके
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot. Just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the third dot. Oh, yes, the slow one beats the bat. Didn't pick it out the hand.
Hi Ronak, thank you so much for joining.
I imagine. 3 extra fielders are now allowed outside the circle. In the air. Looks to be landing safely.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key. Nice shot.
Just a little bit of room given. The power was immense. That has flown over the boundary.
Drives and misses everything.
Just need to settle
Yes,
down.
buddy,
The
can you
timing's
hear me?
off.
Can you hear
These
me?
deliveries are there to be hit. Time for cool heads.
Can you hear me? आवाज कम आ रहा है क्या? अरे यार मैंने बैक कर दिया, रुक जा। आवाज कम आ रहा है क्या? जब उठा एंड आपका स्ट्रीमिंग लगाया। ओके ब्रो, थैंक यू सो मच। हाँ ठीक है, अभी आवाज़ ठीक है ना? रुक जा, मुझे शायद आई थिंक गेम की आवाज़ तेज़ है। रुक जा, मुझे वो थोड़ी कम करने दे। मैंने कुछ आवाज़ें बढ़ाई थी, मैं वो थोड़ी कम कर देता हूँ तो तेरे को ईजी होगा। क्राउड को भी थोड़ा कम कर देता हूँ। आई थिंक अब ठीक है।
That was a tremendous delivery. Fizzed through to the keeper. No more short balls this over.
ठीक है, तू क्या कर रहा है भाई? भाई देख ले, ये आई थिंक 8वां मैच है CSK वर्सेस ओह शिट, तेरी वजह से आउट हो गया था अभी। CSK वर्सेस MI। बहुत हार्ड मैच हो रहा है, बहुत ही ज़्यादा हार्ड मैच है।
Nice running between the wickets, clipping the pads, not the bat though.
अर्जुन तेंदुलकर बॉलिंग करा रहा है, जस्ट FYI।
Hit that hard, nailed it.
Really good 50 pumps. These two are looking strong. And it's going to take some...
रिजल्ट पहले ही पता है, अगर मैंने चेंज कर दिया तो फिर
The pace bowler coming into the attack.
एक सेकेंड ना, कुछ गेम में कुछ इशू आया, मैं 1 मिनट रुक जाओ। MI नहीं जीत, वो नहीं जीतेगी भाई। चेज दूंगा, अच्छा चेज दूंगा, क्यों टेंशन ले रहा है? तगड़ा चेज मिलेगा। अच्छा चेज कर रहे हैं क्या? हाँ देख, 250 तक लेके जाएंगे स्कोर को। कौन है ये? एक खान।
I'd say it was the right shot to choose, but it was just timed badly. Just couldn't get the drive away.
नहीं भाई, चेज नहीं कर रहा हूँ। फर्स्ट इनिंग है ये, फर्स्ट इनिंग है, फर्स्ट इनिंग है।
Avoided the fielders, one bounce and four. Fantastic shot.
Caught, gone.
अगर आप मेरे को अगर जीतना है तो रोहित को आउट करना है. करेंगे भाई.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come. Couldn't get it through the field.
That would have been a very risky single. In the end, a good decision to stay put.
यार इसने ना पूरी ऑफ की फील्ड लगाई है, मुझे रूम बनाना पड़ेगा. ये जा सकता है पूरा बाहर.
Nicely into the covers. Might go all the way.
Yes.
One of those ones where you really have to make sure you watch it all the way onto the bat. Picked up the slower one nicely.
That's a long way up. Is there anyone there to catch it?
A brilliant throw-in from the deep caps off what was a fabulous piece of fielding. Exquisitely down the front foot, a gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
कहाँ है सब? बुला यार सबको, बुला उदय को बुला. बारिश के मजे ले रहे हैं भाई सब.
Well placed, should get a single. This should be close.
आउट था क्या यार? मैं थोड़ा जल्दी भाग गया. आउट नहीं.
Cuts that off well in the infield.
Well, that could have ended horribly, but very good, fast running between the stumps gets them home.
That's going a long way. What a shot that is.
Too much width, really. They're only asking for that to be hammered into the stands, and that is exactly what's happened.
Confident appeal. Could it be?
कितने बाहर की बॉल को इसने अपील किया भाई. हाँ, ले लेगा रोहित, ले लेगा. सचिन के बेटे के लिए रोहित कुछ भी कर सकता है भाई. किस चीज़ का लिया यार ये? मेरे को समझ नहीं आया. क्या मैं गलत था क्या? मैंने बहुत बाहर जाके खेली है बॉल. क्या ये बॉल अंदर? क्या ये पिच भी बाहर थी यार? ये तो भाई ये अंदर जा रही है बहुत. शिट. बैट नहीं था, बैट नहीं था, बैट नहीं था.
Didn't have a lot going for it. It's hit them outside the line and will be not out. Stokes survives. Fortunate the umpire's call goes their way.
Umpire's call, umpire's call.
It wasn't a great decision to start with. Not surprised to see the umpire's decision stand. That's right off the meat of the bat.
That's just a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
Really playing all their shots that over. Really expensive. Beaten on the drive. This could be out.
I'd say it was the right shot to choose, but it was just timed badly. Just couldn't get the drive away.
And misses everything.
Just threw the shot too early.
Misses everything.
Well, they never really got in the right position for the drive for that one. A bit of a loose shot in my reckoning.
Doesn't want to bowl it there. Overpitched and helped to the boundary.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
End of the over. 6 off it. The Super Kings are 3 for 114. Super shot.
Well, it's a case of blink and you miss it with this innings. 50 brought up, and what a devastating passage of play. It's been a really good innings to bring up the half-century. Impressive batting. That was a tremendous delivery. Fizzed through to the keeper. No more short balls this over.
Thanks. Good batting. Thanks.
Yep. Huge edge.
Didn't time it at all, but managed to get it away to the boundary.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. There'll be runs here. There'll be 1 run here for them.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
That's off the middle of the bat. Like to see them aim for the top of off now.
तेरे बोलते ही वो लग गया था कैच.
Power and precision in that shot.
Good balance, really good balance to transfer the weight and stay on top of the ball.
Stokes is really starting to get on top of this bowling. May need a few changes to halt this momentum. Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
It was a shorter ball, but seemed really early. Quickly onto the back foot and powered over the boundary for 6.
Brilliant over for the batting side. Not so for the bowlers. Going with spin now.
Not a very smart shot. Got nothing onto it in the end.
Great shot. At least 1 on offer.
You don't chase those down. Brilliantly timed off the back foot, and that's race to the boundary.
Sharma, I don't think will be too happy with their bowler at the moment. Straight to the fielder.
The risk isn't worth it for just a single. In the end, a good decision by the batters.
They'll get at least 1.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
That's mistimed. It's gone high. Should be gone. Fantastic.
क्या बात कर रहा है? बढ़िया आ रहा है क्या वो मैच? मैं तो भूल ही गया था. बारिश बंद हो गई क्या? उसमें बारिश कब बंद हुई भाई?
देखो अब क्या होता है कि जब ये होता है ये नहीं है कि हर एक गेंद उड़ेगी ना, अगर 5 में से 1 उड़ती है तो आप एक्सपेक्ट कर दोगे यार ये उड़ी, उसमें आपका फुटबॉल एक्सेप्टेबल है। और मैंने कमेंटेशन कर रहा था, वो मैं साक्षी, मतलब मैं बिल्कुल
4 विकेट टू विन, तो उसमें तो ये 6 विकेट कब हुए? बारिश हो रही थी ना, बारिश बंद हो गई अभी क्या? गुड, बारिश बंद हो गई है तो सही है यार, ठीक है। एज देखा क्या एज लगा अभी? विकेट कौन लिया, विकेट कौन लिया?
Great timing, right off the knee to the back.
किधर लगाइए, करना है तो क्या किया? तो आप you are giving them a taste of their own medicine. You are actually not only doing that, but you are also playing to their feet. आप उनकी कमजोर कड़ी के ऊपर बात कर रहे हैं। जब स्पिन आती है ना, तो वो कमजोर है। और अगर आप शार्दुल को देखें, नीतीश रेड्डी का स्वेटर उतरा था, तो वो नीतीश रेड्डी जैसे बॉलर वो जहाँ रोज खेलते हैं वो, लेकिन वो स्पिन और रफ को नहीं खेलते ना। That's why Wong was such a big player.
Like to see them aim for the top of
Wong was not allowed to play county cricket for the first 5 years. Australia never wanted to expose him. They wanted him as a forward operation. जिसका पता ही ना हो,
क्या कह रहे हैं 500 रन चाहिए और जीत के लिए। हाँ तो बहुत मुश्किल है, देखते हैं मतलब क्या है उनका पिच, क्या कह रही थी?
इसका बड़ा अच्छा संकेत है, ये पहली बार नहीं हुआ, शार्दुल के साथ भी हुआ है। इसका संकेत क्या है कि कप्तान जो है वो मंत्रणा कर, कप्तान कोई आर्बिट्रेरी डिसीजन नहीं ले रहा कि मैं अकेला ही कर दे वो कर देना। कप्तान के साथ जाके थिंक टैंक खड़ा होता है, तो नहीं भाई ये नहीं करना, ये करना।
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come.
हो जाएगा, हो जाएगा।
Beaten on the drive.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
There'll be 1 run here for them.
Exquisitely down the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
देखिए ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ बॉडी लैंग्वेज में भी, और वो आएगा ही जितने उन्होंने रन बनाए, जैसा उन्होंने परफॉर्म किया एज अ बैटर, उनके हाव भाव से जैसे वो बात कर रहे हैं, अभी नहीं जा रहे, इतनी बातचीत नहीं कर रहे थे, इतने वोकल नहीं थे, और वो दिख रहा है ऑब्वियसली क्योंकि उनका बैट जो है वो परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, तो वो अलग कॉन्फिडेंस जो मिलता है कैप्टनसी में। दूसरी और चीज़ वी कैन ऑलवेज डिबेट कि ये क्यों हुआ, वो क्यों नहीं, सिराज को क्यों नहीं डलवाया, और शायद प्रसिद्ध ने ओवर ज़्यादा डाल दिए पहले स्पेल में, वो सीख जाएंगे बिकॉज ही विल ग्रो इनटू दिस रोल एज अ कैप्टन। बट वो ग्रोथ जो है वो देखना जरूरी है, वो पैटर्न है वो देखना जरूरी है, और जो कि दिख रहा है शुभमन गिल में, मैं एक चीज़ और जो देखना चाहूँगा यहाँ पे कि थोड़ा सा और हैंड होल्डिंग, चाहे वो मोनी हो या कोई नीचे आके बैठे, थोड़ा सा अगर उनको लगता है कि नहीं, अगर कुछ सजेशन बाहर से है या कुछ, थोड़ा सा वो मैं हैंड होल्डिंग थोड़ा सा और ज्यादा देखना चाहूंगा टीम मैनेजमेंट से, खासकर जब ऑब्वियसली इंडिया बॉलिंग करेगी।
Good running, it needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Good shot. Good pick-up. Big chance.
ट्रॉफी का दूसरा टेस्ट मैच, और इंग्लैंड ने जीतकर 1-0 की बढ़त ले ली, और भारत के लिए
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
चल भाई, धोनी की 50 हो गई।
Started well and has continued to up the scoring rate.
It's great fielding. That ball was flying. End of the over. 9 runs coming from it. The Super Kings are 3 for 165.
I'm not happy with whom? Oh, with him. अगर ये आउट हुआ तो मैं तुझे पेल दूंगा.
They've made it home, but there should never have been the chance of the run out in the first place.
यार ये तो था ही नहीं यार. ये उठ कैसे गई बॉल? ये उठी कैसी बॉल? शिट. तेरी तूने गाली दी उसको. आउट हो गया भाई.
Sometimes you just have to accept that you couldn't do anything without a delivery.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game. We want to show everyone their strength.
The timing on that was fantastic. Straight back at the bowler and raced away for 4.
Great shot. At least one and off.
There was absolutely a second on then, being a little bit too risk-averse out in the middle.
Precision, past the umpire and not likely to get cut off.
Picked the slower ball right away. Wasn't a bad delivery, but dispatched the boundary with ease.
देखा कि एम्पायर हमारी कैसे चेज कर
Needs to adjust the length slightly to be just a little fuller.
मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है. रुक जा.
As we've seen already, it makes it very easy.
क्या लिखा तूने? एमआई कैसे करेगा चेज? हाँ, इतने सारे. अरे नहीं भाई, इजीली कर लेगा. मेरी बॉलिंग नहीं है ना यार अच्छी. बॉलिंग अच्छी नहीं है. कम से कम भी 300 रन होंगे तब जाके एमआई बच करेगा.
Just about timed that perfectly.
Found the gap with ease. Wasn't the worst ball you'll see, but it still raced to the rope.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Well, that would have been a very risky run. The right call was made in the end.
Beautifully played to the leg side off the back foot.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Oh, that is a great catch.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
It's a long way to walk out here just to walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first one behind them and then push on. Too full. Got what it deserved.
That was clever. Just had to wait on it to make sure of it.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary. Misses everything.
That was a slower delivery, played too early, and it went straight through to the keeper.
End of a really good over, taking a wicket and really slowing down the scoring rate. Knocks them over, first ball. David from the north.
कैसी बात कर रहा है? 6 नहीं लगता. 6 ही 6 लगे हैं. चौके तो कुछ लगे ही नहीं है.
9:06 है और इसका अराइवल है 21:15 पर आज। सो एक बार निखिल आप मेरे को चेक करके बता दो कि अगर ये पॉसिबल है तो कि नहीं, बिकॉज इनकी 19:40 पे फ्लाइट है और ये बोर्ड कर लेंगे, तो मैं इनको भी इन्फॉर्म कर दूँगी कि मैम पॉसिबल है और वील अरेंज इट। मतलब अगर पॉसिबल है तो भी बता दो, नहीं है तो भी बता दो।
मैच क्यों रुका भाई? 2 मिनट, या बैक टू बैक कॉल्स आ रहे हैं इसलिए मैच रुका। अबे यार ये क्या था? एक सेकंड यार भाई, क्यों रोका मैं बता दो तेरे को। मैच रुक जाए, पता नहीं क्या बॉल होती है बीच में, पता ही नहीं चला। 2 मिनट दे दे। मैच रोका नहीं है यार, मैच का ऐसा हुआ है कि मेरे को कॉल आ गई थी इसलिए थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब हो गया था। ठीक है 2 मिनट दे।
David from the north end.
Yep. No.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Well, that would have been a very risky run. The right call was made in the end.
Yep. Nice shot. Runs possible.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Yep.
No! Confusion written on the batters' faces. A mix-up that almost led to a run-out.
There'll be runs here.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yes. They'll get at least one.
Well, they were moving quick between the wickets. I thought for a moment they were going to go again. In the end, I reckon that would have been just too risky.
Yep. Well timed, but there's a fielder out there. End of the over. The Super Kings are 5 for 195. The slow left armour is coming on to bowl from the south end. Not the ideal way of handling that ball. Could be close.
They were wise to the run there. Excellent call. It was off the pad and they got through quickly.
Yep. No! There'll be one run here for them.
Nice running between the wickets. Clipping the pads though, not the bats.
Out! Yeah! What a catch!
Really getting to the tail enders now. 6th wicket gone. There's not a lot left in this lineup.
Difficult period as they come to the wicket. They'll take plenty of time to set themselves up before facing their first ball. Yep. Right off the middle of the bat.
That showed great skill. Lovely timing. The boundary was the only place that ball was heading.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary.
Yep.
Beaten on the drive.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely, just too early on the shot and couldn't find a gap.
7 runs added there. The Super Kings are 6 for 202.
Yep.
Great shot, at least one on offer. That's great fielding. That ball was flying.
Yep. No!
Well, for a brief moment, you thought there might be a bit of strife there. In the end, a good decision not to take on the field.
Confident appeal. Could it be?
They find themselves 7 wickets down. It's about now you need someone to stand up and stick around at the crease.
Yep.
The new batsman heading out to the crease at number 9 for the Chennai Carvers.
Immediately underway with some runs.
Gone. Played all around it.
A trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
Yep. Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected. I don't think there was any bat on that as they come through for the single.
Yep.
That was lovely bowling, just not getting the reward it deserved. Must have been a whisker away from hitting the wickets.
Mightn't get to the boundary, should at least get a couple.
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
Misses everything.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Yep. Huge shout. The bowler seems very confident with that one. And the innings comes to an end. The Indians will need 213 runs. Good batting, get an opportunity to score and take it.
The Indians get underway, easy as you like, with a single.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game and will want to show everyone their strength.
Yep.
Doesn't want to bowl it there. Overpitched and helped to the boundary. A couple on offer here.
A little flick of the wrist to get it round the corner for an easy run.
Oh sorry, अरे भाई यार sorry मैंने ना गलती से म्यूट करके रखा हुआ था मॉनवर्थ नहीं है भाई, सॉरी भाई, बॉलिंग अभी के अभी होगी एंड थैंक यू सो मच। बट भाई मैं तुम्हें ये कह रहा था कि आज मैच कंटिन्यू चलेगा, मैं बहुत देर से म्यूट पे था एंड हमें आज 200 का टारगेट करके चलना है। वी आर एट 125। तुम्हारी जो शक्तियाँ थी वो तुम्हें वापस से दोहरानी पड़ेंगी। बहुत टाइम बाद हम वापस आए हैं इस चीज़ में, यूट्यूब के सेशन में आते हैं, तो फिर आज हमें 200 करके जाना है और ये मैच तो 100% जीतेंगे हम। बहाना है, अरे भाई कसम से मैं कमेंट्री कर रहा था यार, क्या बहाना है उदय, ऐसा नहीं है भाई, कोई बहाना नहीं है। आज हमें कुछ भी करके करना है भाई 200, हम लगे रहेंगे जब तक हमारे 200 नहीं होते हैं। इस बॉल के बाद तुम्हें देखने को मिलेगा एक कैच जो नहीं हो पाया, विल ट्राई अगेन। अरे भाई यार थ्रो ढंग से देख लो, कोई नहीं सर, इग्नोर मत करो। अरे फिर भाई गाली खाएगा, अभी मेरे को यूट्यूब बैन कर देगा। मत कर ऐसे काम, मत करो ऐसे काम भाई। तुम ये देखो बॉल, अभी ये बॉल थी बढ़िया। आज तो 24 भाई बिजी हैं भाई, बिजी अभी भी हैं भाई। कैसे समझाएं हमें तुम्हें, तुम कैसे बुड़वक हो। मुंबई और मुंबई वालों को, अरे यार भाई ये तो होना ही है ना, मतलब इसमें कोई वो थोड़ी है। ये कितना भी कर ले, अभी शॉर्ट बॉल पे मारने के लिए गया और बच गया देख, गया था भाई, गया था। अभी गूगली करेंगे हम, थोड़ी सी गूगली ट्राई करेंगे इसमें। मुझे पता था ये आएगा आगे, बट क्या ये गैप में गई? हाँ ये गैप में गई, गैप में गई।
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder?
फिर से ट्राई करेंगे हम कि इस बार।
Super piece of timing.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
भाई तेरे को रोहित वन मैन आर्मी कहाँ से हुआ? तेरे को दिख नहीं रहा हो कितना रेड हो रखा है? देखिए सूर्य कुमार यादव मार रहा है ये भाई, ये सूर्य कुमार यादव है। रोहित शर्मा तो अभी उस पे है, रेड पे है। अब इसको मैं कहीं भी डालूंगा खेलेगा, तो मैं इसको एकदम पैरों के पास देता हूँ ताकि मिस जज करे। ऐसे 200 रन बन जाते हैं। हाँ ऐसे करते हैं बैटिंग। छोड़ दो दोनों जीतने की, मैं तेरे क्या बताऊं तुझे नहीं कर सकता मैं। नहीं यार इजी है जीतना, करेंगे। अभी रोहित को आने दे, रोहित से गलती होगी अभी, इससे थोड़ी मुश्किल है गलती होना क्योंकि इसकी पावर थोड़ी ज़्यादा है। बट उसने बॉल बहुत मिस करी है, हमें लग रहा है ये भी करेगा। अब इसको भी रेड पे लेके आएंगे, इसने एक बॉल मिस करी तो। यार इसको थोड़ा सा आउट स्विंग करा दूंगा, भले ही वाइड जाए।
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
मेरा भाई ओवर थ्रो का रन भागना पड़ रहा है उनको क्योंकि बैट पे आई नहीं रही बॉल। तो ये भी तो चेक कर।
Perfect technique and placement.
चेक कर।
That was a boundary the moment the ball left the bat. Can't time that any better. Perfection.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball. It'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
Sharma will be frustrated with that shot. The ball was there to hit, but couldn't find the gap.
6 runs added there. The Indians are none for 32. Hit that hard, nailed it.
Just missed the line, not the worst delivery.
सूर्या मार रहा है।
With interest. Everyone
सूर्या
just
मार
watch
रहा
that
है.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate? Quick onto that in the infield.
Just through the
अब यहाँ पे
shot,
ट्राई
too
करेंगे
early.
सूर्या को थोड़ा सा फंसाने का. इस पे फिर से उसको ट्राई करने दूंगा मैं एक शॉट और.
Nicely played.
Saw it from the moment it left the hand, latched onto it and given the full treatment.
भाई जीत जाऊंगा मैं, तू टेंशन मत ले.
Strong appeal.
Just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the third dot.
A brilliant over for the batting side. Not so for the bowlers. Lovely timing. Will this one go to the fence?
Good return there, back from the deep. Really raced between the wickets after it was clipped away nicely behind square.
नहीं.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
That would have been
नहीं,
a
नहीं,
very
भाई.
risky single. In the end, a good decision to stay put.
अभी देख तू, ये थोड़ी गलत बॉल हो गई, वरना तो नहीं पॉसिबल है यार, जीतना तो उनका कुछ भी नहीं है. पॉसिबल ही नहीं है वो जीते.
As they let it go through, tailed just a little at the end as it went through to the keeper.
अब करूँगा ना भाई सब बॉलिंग लेग कटर वगैरह. ये बाहर
You can
कैसे जा
understand
रही
why
है.
on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper.
Got that away nicely.
Solid partnership, 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball. But you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come.
That's a great take. Needed a big stretch to prevent any runs.
Well placed. Should get a single. Edge. Unplayable.
Didn't time it at all, but managed to get it away to the boundary.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. Edge. What a ball. 16 runs added there. The Indians are none for 60.
तुम क्या अलग ही गेम खेल रहे हो भाई.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
भाई कहाँ म्यूट हो गए तुम, अपनी उसमें कर रहे हो. मुझे तो देख पता है जी, हाँ मुंबई हारेगी, फिर तो रो जाएगा अगर मुंबई हार गई तो. इसलिए मैं सोच रहा हूँ मुंबई को जिता दूँ. और फिर मुझे याद है मैंने उदय की आरसीबी को हराया, तो मुंबई को हारना ही पड़ेगा. मुंबई को हारना पड़ेगा, पड़ेगा ही पड़ेगा. आगे बढ़ जाओ.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
That's an outstanding shot. Saw it early, not much width to play with, and driven through the covers for 4.
gift, really. Floated it up there and dealt with.
Well, that was a poor delivery. You really can't bowl like that. Got what it deserved.
Straight to the fielder.
A little late on that, no runs scored.
हाँ भाई मेरे पे ही है बॉलिंग तो बढ़िया होगी अभी देख के चलते सब करेंगे ट्राई हम आम बॉल वगैरह सब करेंगे ट्राई यहीं से तो निकलेगी विकेट
That's right off the meat of the bat.
Well, that's the 50. Blink and you'd miss it. There has been some really good batting strokes. Just masterful play.
Some adjustments to the field.
Great shot. Placement exquisite.
Well, it was hammered away, timed perfectly and placed into the gap.
क्या बोलूं भाई मैं?
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right.
इस पे आउट है ये बोल सकता हूँ मैं तेरे को पहले ही बोला था भाई इससे ज़्यादा देख मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ मैं पहले ही बोल सकता हूँ कि भाई इस पे आउट है इस पे आउट होगा कंफर्म है कंफर्म होगा रोहित को जाना था रोहित को जाना पड़ेगा रोहित को जाना था जाना पड़ेगा उदय कहाँ है तू चीटिंग नहीं होती भाई ये तुझे बोला था ना फील्डिंग आने दे एक बार ओपन होने दे फील्डिंग ओपन होगा तो सब जाएंगे उदय उदय तू है क्या भाई उदय तू है क्या भाई अगर तू है तो देख
That gets things going. Just nice to get settled, start to get your first runs.
यही तो मैं समझाना चाह रहा था यार तुझे कि मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ फील्डिंग खुलने का और फील्डिंग खुलते ही मैं चांद कर दूंगा अभी स्पिनर की फील्डिंग सेट करूँगा और डालूँगा कौन सी बॉल शॉर्ट पिच वो भी स्लोअर ज़्यादा मूवमेंट नहीं करूँगा एकदम स्लोअर करूँगा कुछ नहीं छेड़ूंगा ट्राई करूँगा कि फिर से सीधे बैट से खेले और कैच जाए
Finds the fielder with that shot.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap.
इससे स्लोअर डालूंगा देख मुझे पता है वो नहीं मारेगा
5 runs added in that over. The Indians are 1.
अब पहले कोई और पेसर बॉलर आएगा मेरा फेवरेट आएगा जो मुझे बहुत विकेट दिलाता है इसको जैसे ही मैं लगाऊंगा
Bit of a change up in the field now.
ये आया देख कैच अभी
Sprayed that very wide. Hits the boundary rope. The keeper had no chance there.
क्या बात कर रहा है भाई ये कब हुआ ये तो कभी नहीं हुआ ये करता मैं तो भाई 400 रन बना देता कैसी बात ही कर रहा है तू
That was a slower delivery, played too early and it went straight through to the keeper.
Nicely played. Perfect timing.
That went all the way up toward the grandstand for 4, driven away nicely.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms. Picks the gap perfectly.
Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run. Cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake. Just misses. Must have only been millimetres from hitting leg. Lovely shot. Good seam position, but over-pitched and got what it deserved.
It was in the air for a long time, but form bounced just inside the rope.
Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over, that one. Too many loose deliveries. Nice shot. Runs possible. There'll be one run here for them.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot, good running. Not quite sure what they were trying there. Got the line completely wrong and the wide's been called.
Into the gap. Nice shot.
That's what happens if you stray a little down the leg side. Makes it easy to just glance the ball off the pads and score easy runs.
Great shot. At least one on offer.
प्लेयर्स बुलाए म्यूट हो गए क्या गलती से क्या मेरे को ना थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा मैं थोड़ा बंद फिर बाद में खेलूँगा इस ओवर के बाद थोड़ी देर बंद करूँगा फिर खेलेंगे
Oh, good running. It needed to be as well. That's probably a lot closer than they expected.
नहीं शक्तियाँ वहीं हैं शक्तियाँ कहाँ जाएंगी ये तो चेज है ना भाई इसमें ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं कर सकते तो इसमें बॉलिंग अच्छी करानी पड़ेगी
6 runs added in that over. The Indians are 199. They'll get at least one. Gone. Brilliant in the field.
भाई पूरा खेल लेंगे यार ऐसी क्या बात कर रहा है भाई तो पूरा खेलेंगे इसको हराएंगे जो ये चाहता है पर क्या ही आउट हुआ ना विकेट दिया ना उसने क्या दिया उसने आउट दिया कि नहीं दिया डिसीजन आउट है ना भाई डिसीजन आउट होना चाहिए डिसीजन आउट ही होना चाहिए था ये कहाँ है रौनक रौनक मैच स्टार्ट हुआ क्या भाई
तुम्हारा जैसा आपने कहा वैसा ही करना ठीक लग रहा है
एक सेकंड भाई एक सेकंड रुक जाओ बस मुझे क्योंकि हमें असली मैच के स्कोर जानने का वो है शॉप 1 मिनट हम यहाँ से फील्डिंग को वापस चेंज करेंगे अब टीम को थोड़ा सा उस वाले पे नहीं डालेंगे और थोड़ा गलत हो जाएगा
The captain is going to change things around in the field. Immediately underway with some runs. exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
बे बोल रहा है सर कौन है यार ये तू पेल दे ना भाई तू कर दे तू उड़ा दे
A little flick of the wrist to get it round the corner for an easy run.
भाई और मैच कौन देख रहा है मैच देख रहे हो तुम लोग देख इतना स्लो कर दूंगा मैं मैच को बहुत स्लो कर देंगे अब मैच को थोड़ा सा स्लो करेंगे 10 ओवर इन 10 ओवर में मैच को बहुत स्लो किया जाएगा ताकि मैच को ऐसे स्लो कर देंगे 1-1 2-2 रन पे ले आएंगे ठीक है
End of the over, 6 runs coming from it. The Indians are 2 for 105.
तो जैसे हम मैच हम स्लो कर देंगे ना वैसे ही मज़ा आएगा अब तुम्हें थोड़ा अब वो गलतियाँ करेंगे गलत शॉट खेलेंगे थोड़ी सी गलत फील्डिंग भी हो रही है
There's trouble here.
मार दे यार
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
कौन है भाई मुझे नहीं पता कौन हो भाई बता दो प्लीज बता दो कौन है भाई आउट ओहो
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Big edge. Where's that going? Good work there on the boundary. A couple on offer here.
कौन है only you कौन है
Let's see if they can get the ball up into the slot like before. So crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure. Hit right on the body. Misjudged it a bit maybe. Couldn't seem to get out of the way. That will have hurt.
Nice running between the wickets. Clipping the pads, not the bat though.
कौन है भाई बता दो ये छोड़ेंगे नहीं ये लोग
Power and precision in that shot.
The short ball is picked up early. Not the best delivery, but it was certainly a very good shot to dispatch it.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
है कौन
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
Stokes has
अभी
had a
हम
pretty
10
good
पे ही हैं तो
over.
हमें
Just
थोड़ा
needed a
रन रेट
bit
और
more
गिराना
luck to
पड़ेगा
find a wicket.
उसके लिए हमें इसी साइड पे बॉल करनी पड़ेगी थोड़ी सी स्लोअर डालेंगे और हम
What a great piece of fielding. 4 runs saved for sure.
देखते हैं यार तुम पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हो अच्छे खासे मैच में डाइट मांग रहे हो बताओ यार
Captain's going to change things around in the field. Good footwork behind the stumps, taking it cleanly. No interest though from the batter.